So Elizabeth has a good story.
This is bad.
No, just stare at the camera like this.
Pumpkin carving time.
Okay, we're gonna carve some pumpkins. So I'm going to carve this little baby one. And this is mine.
I should have probably gotten a smaller one for my inspiration picture, but you know what? I liked this.
This is what, no.
I want it here.
This is what she's going for.
I want it here.
The picture is here. Okay. And we'll see how it turns out.
It's not gonna be the same.
I have no inspiration. I have no idea what I'm gonna do. So that's good. Alright, you just went right for it.
I wanted to see if I could actually...
This is the knife Michael suggested that I use. This Cuisinart.
Cuisinart? Oh my gosh.
Now you gotta come in at an angle. Yeah.
It has like a very small like opening because it stop.
There the top?
Yes.
I was gonna say you need a small knife.
No, because
for doing the top.
It's not going how I need it to go. I like this one though. It's different.
Michael is going to make this one into a mushroom. If he finishes that, I will put it on Instagram for you. And then I also picked this one. I'm obsessed with these, like, I think they're called Cinderella pumpkins. I could definitely be wrong. But they are adorable. And I wanted a giant one, but I was like, I probably should not spend that much money on a pumpkin.
My total was $18 for my 2 pumpkins.
I don't know what my total was because I was watching
30.
my son. Ah! I win! I won! I would get it first.
We didn't even...
I won!
Mine's so...
Hear it.
Where do we put our guts?
Anywhere. Throw them! Throw the guts! Throw the guts!
Just want...
Okay. I'm gonna throw them like right straight in front of your face and see. Oh, a squirrel's going for it.
Squirrels!
I'm not really showing.
We should have brought a rag for our hand. Michael!
This is cuter now, right? Wait.
I'm ready. Little pupil. That's because I stabbed it so much while you were gone.
I still don't know what I want to do. We could do. Oh wow.
Around this. Oh.
Okay. I wish I knew what I was doing. Okay.
Make a self-portrait.
No.
Oh!
Okay. Maybe just like a cute one for Coda. You know, like a simple, cute one. You know.
You know what? I'm not a parent, so...
Okay, I'm gonna make a cutie one. A little cutie pie one. Oh, cute. Oh, such a cutie one. This is my sketch. He's doing like a, you know? So one thing I wanted to talk about in a video is that Elizabeth has seen some ghosts before.
Ghostly things.
She's seen ghostly things.
Spirits.
And it's like nothing negative. I don't think that in your life you would ever see a negative thing, just like based on you being you. Like I think that you would see pretty much only positive things. Hey.
Well, I liked it with the warts.
Stop
it! That was a pimple popping.
At our grandparents' house, there's this rocking chair, or there was this rocking chair.
There is, and I love that chair.
Yeah. It's like always the chair that usually like the father figure sits in. Like I don't know why, but it just tends to be. It's like the recliner in most houses, but this was just
it's like the
a
man
nice,
of the house
a nice
chair.
rocking chair. Yeah. So Elizabeth was like 3, and apparently she saw. I guess, do you have like a good do you remember what they told you that you said you saw?
I just remember them, like the way the story was told to me was like, you know, all the adults were in the room having their own conversation, and nobody was sitting in the chair. It was I just kept staring to the corner because the rocking chair it's no longer
it was always in the corner.
It's no longer in the corner, but it used to be.
And it was there for years. It was just there, always in the corner.
And I just kept staring at it, and I guess eventually our mom just kind of noticed that I wasn't like doing anything but just staring into the corner of the room at this chair. And she asked me, she's like, what are you looking at? And I was like, the guy. And they're like, there's no one there. And then I got upset. Mom says I like threw like,
it's
an argument.
probably, yeah.
It's like when your son gets upset.
Like, you don't believe me. Like,
it's like when.
What are you talking about?
Like today, he threw a tantrum because we didn't say he was a big boy or something, and it became like a screaming match.
Yeah.
It's something as simple as that. So I got really defensive about how there was a man in this chair, and then our grandma and our mom were like, okay, well, can you describe the man? And so I just like described how he had like his like shape of glasses and like the best that I could for my age, and like he was like wearing like some kind of suit. 3.
Yeah.
And for being 3, like you can describe things pretty well. Like if you're directed, like asking like certain questions. And from my description, apparently, I described our great grandpa, and that used to be his chair that he came home in and sat in and fell asleep in and ate dinner in every night. And I used to sit in that chair growing up all the time, always being drawn towards it, and no one ever told me until I got older that story about how I saw a guy in that chair. But I didn't.
I mean, everybody likes that chair, but you really didn't.
I always sat in it, and it's like it's old. Like it's not like super comfy. It creaks. It's like wooden.
But it is like
reupholstered.
a different chair in the room. Like it's more of the statement chair. So
yeah.
it is like, you know,
it's
like
an
people
antique
are like,
for sure. It's over like 100. It's like over 100 years old now.
Yeah.
But like now that chair got moved to the guest room, and if I just like going to the guest room and sitting in it like in the dark. I don't know why. I know that sounds really weird and creepy.
Did she say why she moved it?
No.
You should ask her.
I should. But that it's her dad's chair, and she used to get rocked to sleep in that too. Like which I think is kind of sweet. But that's the childhood one. Now I have other things that happened this summer, but apparently she doesn't want to hear about it.
I've been avoiding hearing the story because these stories take place at our parents' house, and I always get weird feelings like all the time when I go anywhere, and I just like to ignore some of them if it's not a convenient place for me.
What's wrong with mom and dad's house?
Okay, well, when I was a kid at the Decora house, when I first got my own room, it was upstairs, away from everyone else who had their rooms downstairs.
You wanted to go up there.
I know, but the hallway was so creepy, like
I know.
all the way down to the bathroom. Everything was super creepy to me. Like I always felt like there was someone about to jump out of one of the rooms going down the hallway,
Mom and I actually talked
like
about that the other day.
really
How creepy that upstairs hallway was.
she kept denying it
Because she didn't want to freak you out.
Okay, but I would have not liked some validation too. No, she always like told me like it was nothing, like I was being silly or ridiculous, whatever. And like I always felt super uncomfortable up there going down that hallway. Like it was pretty good in my room and like going past the hall to the stairs, but yeah, I felt just so alone and like scared.
It was an older house.
It was an older house. It was like built in the 50s.
40s.
I think 40s or 50s. But yeah, so then when I got the room upstairs at the house they're in now, I wasn't alone upstairs, but I still felt uncomfortable, and it didn't go away, and like I didn't know if it was because of the old house or because of me or like because of this house.
It wasn't just you.
And so it's just easier for me to like blanket say, nope, nothing's in that house.
See, I don't like denying that. Like, I like knowing the truth. And, like, I even felt uncomfortable kind of upstairs at mom and dad's house because I had a baby hallway. Like, where there was, like, a separate light just for me to get to my door. And at night, that always kind of made me feel a little uncomfortable.
Oh, really?
Just a little bit. Not too much. But, like, I definitely would say, like, I want to say, like, around, like, my tween years is when I started feeling uncomfortable kind of being in that hall. Like, I would, like, quickly, like, walk through it, just, like, turn the light on so I wouldn't have to be
Yeah, and we would keep lights on a lot upstairs.
I used to, this is embarrassing, I used to sleep with the lights on until I was like 15.
And the TV.
And TV. I had to have all this kind of noise.
I would usually leave my computer on, my laptop open. I would leave that open. Sometimes like have Tumblr open or something. But then like a couple nights I was like, is that really what page I left my computer on? You know, like stuff like that.
Oh.
Or like, did I really leave it on that video? Because this was before autoplay on YouTube and stuff. Like stuff like that. Like that would always get
now
me.
I sleep with the lights off, and I usually like fall asleep watching a YouTube video or something.
Yeah, I can't sleep with a lot of lights now.
No,
but I keep
it surprises me that I used to do that, like, for, like, most of my life.
It, like, made me mad for some reason.
No, I know it did.
I don't remember why. I think, your TV was too loud sometimes. Your TV was just, like, absurdly loud every now and then.
It was my security.
But it was, like, loud.
It was, like, my white noise. Now, like, sometimes, even now, like, especially since I live in an apartment and my neighbors can stomp, I can't stand hearing noises from other people. Which is why one day I can't wait to not live in an apartment.
I got the nose!
But, like, I play rain sounds on my Google,
you should do the brain waves. You would like those, too.
I'll look into that, but I always do,
because it helps you get into, like, the state, like, the mental state you need to be in, too.
Like, thunderstorms, because, like, if they stomp, then it sounds like thunder coming from them. Mm-hmm. So it kind of, like, it cancels it out. Mm-hmm. Plus, I love rain so much. But anyway, let's get back to the things you don't want to know about the house.
Yeah, there's stuff I don't want to know about the house.
No one's died there. Nothing's happened.
Oh, one more thing, though. Because, our mother also really enjoyed murder shows and, like, crime investigation shows.
So we're paranoid as hell.
And she would fall asleep on the couch a lot when we were like,
little.
Late teens, like early and late teens, you know?
Even when I was 8, I'd be hearing things on the TV.
And it would echo from the living room to our room. So in the middle of the night, if you woke up, you're hearing, like, and then Sally was never seen again, blah, blah, blah. And then she was stabbed 15,000 times.
Or you'd hear, like, those ghost shows, and you'd hear, like, those, like, the
weird
recordings,
noises.
like,
yeah. So, did you see that? Like, so, all of that. Like, all of those, like, just, like, echoing into our rooms, which, I mean, I'm not, like, blaming her, but it puts you in a weird mind frame. And then, like, I have, when things are going on around me while I sleep, it seeps into my dreams, too.
Same.
So,
there are some really weird YouTube videos I've watched, and then I, like, have these really trippy, like, dreams about it. But, now, time to figure out what happened in the house.
Wait, one more thing.
No.
Okay.
Okay, now, I don't think that these are that scary. It was just one of those things that makes me go, like, that wasn't exactly, like, right. Something's a little off here. So, over this past summer, I stayed at my mom and dad's house for, like, 2 months. And I only have 2 experiences. And
only 2 experiences, 1 for each month.
Okay. Okay, I mean, it could have been worse. It's not like it was every week or...
Oh, yeah, it wasn't, like, constant. But still, like, 2 experiences in 2 months is, like, more than more than a lot of people have.
And also my mom had an experience that she didn't tell me about until after I told her mine. So it made me kind of go like, oh, it's not just me.
Our mom, like, wants a ghost in the house, though. Like, low-key really wants one. Like, a nice one.
A nice one.
Yeah.
But I remember even as a kid asking, like, Mom if anything ever happened in the house, but it wasn't because we moved into a new house. And there was
you
nothing
could always
on
disturb
the land.
spirits.
You can, yeah, and I mean, you don't know, like, what if, like, 200 years ago someone died where our house is built?
Like, who knows, yeah.
Like, so I don't want to, like, discredit, and I don't understand, like, why it would just start happening now. Like, who... And
or something was just attracted, or, you know, it could
something could have followed us home. I don't know. If anything, it would have followed Mom home. It wouldn't have followed my dad. My dad doesn't really believe in that stuff, so...
Well, I don't know if he doesn't believe in it. I just feel like it's not his thing. He's not about it.
Well,
like,
I asked him, I'm like, do you believe it? He's like, So, like, if you tell him this stuff, he doesn't really believe. He's just like, you're overthinking. Like, I told him, like Mom and I
he might just be trying to calm you down, too. I don't know. Let's go ahead.
So, I worked at a cookie store over the summer as a part-time job as a cake decorator and all that.
She was good. She made some nice cookies on Instagram recently. Check it out.
But, it was just like a little part-time job, and I remember I was running late that day to work, and I'm very routine about where I place my things. Like, I put them in a certain place, they don't move. like, and since I was living somewhere new over the summer, like, I had to set up my plan at the beginning about where things go, so I could, like, have, like, a peaceful, like, schedule. And my keys, like, oh, they're by my car, but I have, like, a giant wallet, like, this big.
Yeah, it's like a wristlet, so it's
and it
just
has, like, 5 keys hanging on it, so it's loud, and you would know
it's obnoxious.
Wow, thanks. And it's a bright color. It's bright blue, so it's not like you would lose it unless it fell somewhere where you really couldn't see it. And I was running late, and the store was so close to, like, our parents' house, so it wasn't that big of a deal if I was, like, running a little late, but I literally had 10 minutes before I was supposed to clock in. So I was like, crap, I really need to go. And I always put my keys right by the table going into the guest bedroom where I was staying. And it's a big table right by the light switch, because it's, like, easy to drop it there and then pick it up. And so I know I left it there. I know I did. And I ran up there 3 separate times and looked at that table, and I'm like, it's not there. And I, like, called Mom, and I'm like, did any chance you would have seen the keys anywhere? She's like, did you check?
And she's like, no.
Yeah, she's like, no. She's like, did you check the kitchen? Did you check your bathroom? Did you check? I said, yes. And I even checked, like, your room and, like, everywhere else that it would never be, because I'm like, it's just not anywhere.
Yeah.
And so I did something kind of bad. I grabbed my spare key, and I didn't have my license, and I went to work because I wanted money for, and
you gotta get to work, like.
Exactly. And I didn't feel, if it was like a half-hour drive to work, I would have been more upset about it, but it was so close. I knew I wasn't going to get pulled over. And so then I, like, come home, and I don't have work for the next 2 days, so I was lazy, and I didn't do anything for 2 days. So I was home, still couldn't find my keys. I was looking for days for these keys. And then I had to do it again, where I had to use my spare key. And then it's the night I get home from work, and my parents are, like, home downstairs. They're just watching TV, doing their routine, like, zoning out, watching the TV at, like, 6 p.m. And I go upstairs just casually, like, you know, get out of my work clothes and do all that stuff. And I go and I turn the light switch on, and I look down at the table, and my wallet's right there where I thought I put it, like, 2 days ago.
That is weird.
And I instantly, like, I was in the doorway, and I looked, and I instantly felt like I was about to throw up, because it made me feel
you just,
so
like, knew, like,
uneasy, because I didn't put it there. And then I was like, okay, wait, I'm sure mom and
right,
or
they
dad
found it, and they
put it there. And so, like, instantly, like, because I kind of felt a little freaked out, I went downstairs. I'm like, did you guys find my keys? They're like, no, we never go upstairs. Like, why? No.
Yeah, like, if they don't have to go upstairs, they're not going upstairs.
No, because there's no point for them to. And they, like, looked at me. They're like, why would we go upstairs? They looked at me like I was stupid.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, and even if they did find my keys, they would just, like, put them on the kitchen counter or something and be like,
oh,
hey.
we found them, yeah.
They wouldn't go put them where I put them. They don't know where I put it.
Right.
Like, so it just instantly made me go, I was like, that's not
weird.
Right. I'm like, that's not right. And then I just kind of, like, let it go.
And it was, like, the only thing on that table, I'm guessing? Like,
yes.
I haven't heard the story before.
There was nothing, there's nothing else on that table. It's just that was my key table. And that was it. And so that made me kind of go, like, I don't really like that. And I didn't, like, and then, like, the next day, like, I went and sat with mom and told her. And I was just kind of like, that wasn't right. Like, I told her, like, something feels off. And then she's like, I didn't want to say this. I didn't want to freak you out. And then she told me about how, like, she kind of had an experience, like, a few weeks ago about how she was sleeping on the couch, and she was laying there, and because you know how she sleeps on her side, like, pressed up.
Yeah, like,
so
how you would, like, most people would sleep on the couch.
Like, she saw the couch divot down, like someone came and sat, like
on her couch or on one next to her?
No, where she was. Like, it was like if she was laying like this, it was like where the dog would usually lay.
Yeah.
But it just sunk in by itself.
I feel like that would be a dog ghost. Because she always used to sleep with the dogs.
But
I feel like
it
that's
could have
like
been
Susie.
someone's butt.
Yeah, but I feel like that's probably like Susie wanting to cuddle with her. You know what I mean? Like
Susie is my old favorite dog.
Yeah, it was one of the dogs, and Susie would like always cuddle with her at the couch at home.
But it would be one thing like if it happened occasionally. It was the only time it ever happened.
Or that she knows about.
True.
She's been sleeping.
True. She is a heavy sleeper.
And Susie's ashes, the dog's ashes are in the house.
There's 3 ashes. There's Cole, Susie, and then the neighbor's cat. So there's 3 animals it could possibly be.
Yeah.
If
the cat could have, I know cat wouldn't have put your keys back on the table though.
I want to think that it was Susie trying to help me find my keys. Weird. But, okay, and then the other thing that happened, like, and again, this happened, like, in the same month span, like, and then everything else happened, which is weird. Other than, like, I've always felt a little uneasy in that house, because I always feel like there's something in, like, watching me from the corner, like, especially, like,
yeah, I always feel, but I feel uneasy a lot of places.
I usually don't.
So
it's
I don't
just
know.
It's just that house sometimes. Like it makes a lot of noises, which also doesn't help. But like there are just times where I feel like I'm being watched from the corner, and like I do like double, triple takes, and I'm just like, nothing's there. Just stop. You're fine. But I feel like if I do it enough in a certain place, then maybe something is off.
There's a lot of shadowy spots.
There are. It's a very awkward built like house. It echoes a lot. It's weird. But then the other time, it happened in the same month, and I told Mom about it too, and she thought it was like a little strange, and Dad totally dismissed it again. But I was again going to work, and
They don't want you to go to work. Yeah, you really shouldn't have been going to work though, because you were pretty sick.
We're not gonna get into this right now.
just throwing that out there. They were looking out for your well-being.
The ghost was like, "Hey, you're really chronically ill. Stop.
Like, stay home. Stay home with me.
It's not worth the $9.
Stay home with me, the ghost that's concerned about your welfare."
Oh, what if the ghost died from like the same illness and was like, no?
Oh my god. Okay, keep going.
See, I like tragic like things like that. Sorry. But I should show you guys. I'm done. Look how happy
I'm almost done.
He is. I still have to find some wildflowers, but I'll put the.
We'll
top
go get
back
some
on.
in a minute.
So I was like
finishing
already running. I was about to run a little bit late, but again, there was enough time, and I like almost forgot my keys, which would have been stupid because I couldn't go anywhere. So I like turned around, went to the kitchen counter, grabbed the keys, and the garage, like the door that connects the house to the garage, like is where the weird thing happened. I opened it, and then my hand was still on the door, like as I was about to close it behind me.
Wait, this is going to the garage?
Leaving the house, like I'm in the kitchen, and here. And
Okay,
there's
so
the
you're
door.
in the garage, like pulling it back.
Yeah, I'm about
you.
to close
Yeah.
it to like leave the house.
That door is hard to close.
Well, because no, and that's the thing. Like I understood
Right.
that sometimes like there's like a weird airway through there.
Yeah.
But the thing is that I was, like the air conditioning wasn't running because you can hear it. Like,
Yeah.
There was, and the garage door was closed, so there was no wind coming in or out. Like, and there were no windows open, and my hand's still on the door, and there's maybe like this much of the door still open.
Yeah.
And I'm like and I'm not pulling it. Like if it moved.
I'm not gonna like this one.
I'm just saying, like, I would be in control of if it moved or not.
Right.
And then out of nowhere, it just feels like someone was on the other side of the door and went psh, like wanted me to leave. And I felt the pressure on it, so I stopped it like in the middle of it trying to shut, and I instantly like went back in and I looked behind the door. Nobody was there. I didn't see anything weird, and I was just kind of like, bitch, like who did that? I'm like, who tried to kick me out of the house? And then I like,
ugh, I don't like that at all.
and then I just like was like, okay, well I gotta go to work because I mean whatever is going on right here, I don't have time for this. And so then I just shut the door and I left. And then so that's like the weirdest one, and I've been kind of waiting for it to happen again because I want to see like who's trying to like mess with me, because I'm like, who is that? That's rude. I don't care if you're a ghost. That was rude. I'm like, I was minding my own business, and then you're gonna try to shut the door on me as I'm trying to do my own thing.
Sassy ghost.
And if it's the ghost that took my keys, then like honestly, screw you. You really messed up my week.
I don't think you should tell a ghost that.
But if it's the same ghost that took my keys and then tried to kick me out, then I'm kind of pissed at it because it wasn't being nice. It was being annoying. That's all I'm saying. But if I was a ghost, I'd probably be doing the exact same thing. So
it's your higher self coming down in ghost form.
there we go. Oh.
Okay.
Now I need to go get some flowers.
No, show yours. Show yours.
No, it's not complete until
I
the
know, but-
Pinterest photo until there's flowers.
Okay, let's
in it.
compare our pumpkins so far. Okay, let's find some flowers.
Dead now. The wildflowers. It's almost November, so Here we go.
That's gonna be so cute.
And now,
You might have to cut them shorter. I got tall ones in case. Okay, hold on. Stop. No, it's okay.
ta-da!
Oh, so cute. Put it up close.
This is my baby. I think it's beautiful.
All right, can you put the candle in there? It's okay, I'll do it. Go ahead, put it in the middle.
Oh, good
Perfect,
job.
honey. Okay, now I'm gonna light it.
Well,
Wow.
here, come back with Daddy and we can look at it. Come back here. Look at that happy face. Isn't it so happy? Oh,
Do you like the jack-o'-lantern?
is the jack-o'-lantern so happy? Look at that smile.
Do you like it, baby?
Can you say hi?
Hi. You know you're looking at me.
He is looking at you. He's looking right at you.
What a
Except-
cute jack-o'-lantern.
Hey, can you say Happy Halloween?
Happy Halloween.
Say it one more time. Happy Halloween!